Hi, welcome back to the show. Americans are becoming less religious these days, so I sent Mike Rubens to find out what that means for the soul of our country.
Americans have long been far more religious than citizens in other wealthy nations. But a seismic societal shift is underway. A recent survey shows participation in organized religion here has plummeted precipitously. So is this a bad thing, or is this good for American democracy?
That's not good for American democracy?
Oh crap. More from that expert soon. But first, to find out from regular folks if we are losing our religion, I went to the Holy Land. Vegas, baby.
Oh, they tell me of a home far beyond the sky.
Yes, Vegas, a city fueled by faith. Faith that it will land on red, faith that the marriage will last, faith that pants are overrated, faith in woo! So, have the folks in Faith Town forgotten God?
God, your thoughts. Who?
Ruh-roh. Actually, it's more complicated than that.
God? I believe in God. God is good. Like, I have a bad person in my house, and I prayed, and he was gone.
He kicked him out or he died.
Like this woman who may have killed someone through prayer, many Americans still say they believe in God. What they no longer believe in?
I don't believe in church.
Are you someone who goes to church a lot? Or...
No, I don't like organized religion.
A lot of organized religion is money-based.
All the rules, like you can't have piercings, you can't wear makeup.
I don't consider myself religious.
What are you doing here tonight?
We are trying to share the truth about the gospel of Jesus Christ.
But you don't consider yourself religious.
Nope.
What does it mean if even the religious guy doesn't like religion? Liberace, it's time for that expert from the beginning.
You got it.
So the thing is, we know that people are not casting off belief as much as they're casting off belonging.
Ryan Burge is a social scientist and a pastor. We met at a casino located way off the main strip in a vast metaphor to talk about his book, The Nuns.
People who are religiously unaffiliated, and I define those as people who say they're atheist, agnostic, or nothing in particular. There's as many nuns as there are Catholics, there are many nuns as there are evangelicals.
So the nuns now are equal to the biggest religious groups that are in America.
That's exactly right.
And like everything in America, from where we live, to what we eat, to what assholes we watch on TV, religious participation is polarized.
There's definitely been this sorting mechanism that's happened where if I'm a liberal politically, I'm much less likely to be religious and much more likely to be a nun than if I'm a conservative. Because the Republican Party today has basically created a fusion of Christianity, white Christianity especially, and the GOP.
We've sorted ourselves into these groups, but is it possible that we've done so because some of those groups are just filled with awful people, and I'm not going to say which group that is, but
The problem is, though, from a social science perspective, the rise of the unaffiliated is actually really troubling for several reasons. I worry about a society where we don't have churches doing closed closets and food pantries. When that social safety net that churches have built goes away, who fills that up?
what if society and the economy were set up in such a way that the church wasn't so necessary for charity and for food banks and clothes and everything like that?
I think the atheist agnostics would love that perspective and the evangelicals would hate it.
The bigger issue, says Ryan, is that we've lost a moderating melting pot.
We know that churches used to be places where people who were Republicans and Democrats sat side by side and worshiped together every Sunday. Their kids went to Sunday school together. It built bridges, is what we would call. We don't see that anymore.
So without this mixing and bridge building, what are we seeing?
We're seeing, democracy's been shredded over the last few years because a big portion of this country thinks the 2020 election was illegitimate. People live in these echo chambers where they're reinforced in their crazy beliefs. They're not checked. I mean, if we were building bridges with each other, people would go, you really, that's not okay.
Yeah, really, this is not okay. But you can't blame the nuns for not wanting to go to church to tell people their ideas are crazy. And maybe that's one reason nuns are growing in number.
The older generations, which are overwhelmingly Christian, are dying off. So there's a future where there are more nuns than any other religious group in America today.
For now, there's just one nun in Congress, the most irritating senator who's not Ted Cruz. But maybe that will change. And considering the power that religious conservatives have long held, I think it's a good thing, this nunification.
Is that a word?
It is now. But I do feel for those like Ryan.
There's no place for someone like me. The kind of church that I pastor is dying. Thousands of them are dying across America every day.
Back on the strip, after many interviews, I finally found some regular churchgoers, Dolly and Damon.
And how often do you go?
We go every other Sunday.
Okay, pretend there's no cameras here, and how often you go? Let's be honest.
Same thing.
Really? Do you think that people who don't go to church are going to go to hell?
No.
All right.
So how would these non-judgy but devout people draw folks back to the church?
Look, I use myself as an example. I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus, but I still smoke my weed, I drink my liquor, and I have fun.
Do you think that it would be better if a church had outside, come here, you can still smoke weed and drink liquor?
Man, listen, church will be packed every day.
Problem solved. Join us this Sunday, BYOB and W.
Play us out, Liberace.
For Ryan, the loss of religion is a threat to society itself.
I mean, without religion, what do we have that holds us together?
But what I learned in Vegas is we have us. Nuns or non-nuns, we can hold each other together and lift each other up. God or not, I think we can lead each other out of our current wasteland. Did you bring any water?
No.
We'll be right back. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to hear more from Full Frontal, like and subscribe. If you'd like to hear some opinions from a man in a lifted truck, leave YouTube on autoplay.